Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is going to be a crafting video. I wanted to talk about the skirt that I have finished sewing. I have things that I'm going to do in the near future for the different projects. So I have a sewing project that I'm going to start next. Well, a couple of them. Some of them are smaller. And then there are some knitting things in here. I'm kind of going back and forth on this channel because I love to talk about my crafting, and then I have my reading channel where I do my Ukrainian readings, and I love doing them too. I try to make it so it doesn't seem like the energy is not um, the same reading. Well, so the energy isn't like redundant with the last reading, but I do like to do the reading videos frequently. So um, I'll show the skirt, and I really love it. There's technically some finishing touches with it that I will get to at some point. I feel like even with some of my knitted garments, I have some garments that have ends that haven't been woven in. I might do that, but there's a chance that I'll just keep it as is. So the front is how it was last time. I added a band at the top and the zipper. Then the back has bows. I really love the bows because in my mind I kept having memories of when this was a bed sheet, and it is technically made out of a bed sheet, but now it makes me feel like it's a garment. I place the bows in the areas that they're at because I was watching a YouTube video. It was a sewing video. I was um, seeing like a recreation of an armor dress, and I was using the seam ripper, and I was just like looking at the video, and I poked a hole in the skirt, and it was in an awkward place, so I tried to bring it up in that area where the gathers are for the bottom of the skirt, and it was good, but I felt like I wanted to make it more part of the skirt. So, um, and even before that, I did use thread to patch it up or sew it up, using the purple thread that I have. I have two, but I um, used the one that I felt went with this more, and that's when I brought it up with, and I tried to combine it with the gathered area, but it was a little up. So it kind of was raising a little bit. So it looked like a good place to put accents or the bows because of the place where it lifted. Then I did the same thing in the other area of where the bow is and sewed them on. The only thing I have to do is technically finish sewing off an area like at the very top of where the top and bottom parts of the skirt combine, but it's all technically together and it's not going to come apart. It's like where I combine the different um, plates of the bottom portion. So I'm super pleased with it, and I kind of went with what was going on, like with the directions and what I did offhand. So I enjoyed the process, and especially with having proper fabric scissors, because in the beginning I didn't know where the fabric scissors were, and then I used other scissors, and then I found fabric scissors. So um, there are some differences from the pattern, and I'm happy that it is custom to how I wanted it. I feel like it'll be like how I have knitted garments. I'm wearing the um, autumn flower crop sweater, and I really love this. I'm actually wearing it with a skirt, not with a dress, my linen dress that I got off of Etsy a long time ago. And I feel like I would want to sew some dresses that I could put my knitted wardrobe over. So it'd be nice to just combine everything of the things that I make. And as I said, I love wearing my knits. So even the first sweater that I did, I still wear it. It was a learning process, and I still love it. And I um, worked with how uh, things were going when I was knitting it up. So I feel like it'll be a happy type of direction with sewing garments too. And it's gonna be so cool to like mix and match. I occasionally buy clothes in stores, but I would say I am not a clothing shopper. Um, I will say I like treasures and knickknacks, and I, if I go somewhere, it's usually the thrift store and occasionally the mall if I go into like maybe the two or three stores that I have gone to since I was a teenager, and apparently I still go to them now. So I'm super happy with it. I have some fabric left over. Not much. I put the scraps in a bag, but I will be making a bandana with the remaining ones. So these are like the pieces that I have put aside to use for, or wanted to make the bandana with. So it goes with my scrubs, and because my scrubs are purple. I also wanted to make a bandana using this fabric that I got a while ago. I will make other types of headpieces, but I do enjoy bandanas. So I feel like this will be a fun one. I technically have a black one with flowers, but I'm not sure how much I'll wear it. I think I will wear it, but I tend to gravitate towards like the lighter ones. Um, and then it was Valentine's Day the other day. I was trying to find a gathering foot in different stores that carry sewing products. So I checked Joann first, and they didn't carry that. They have another sewing machine brand in there, but that station wasn't open. So I wasn't able to talk about anything with them. And then Michael's had a small selection. They didn't have the gathering foot. I checked some Walmarts because they were near, because those are like the closest stores to me. Joann's is further out, but I was thinking maybe they could have it because they sell fabric. Um, but I haven't seen any. So the last place I haven't checked is like Hobby Lobby. I suppose maybe I could, but I might end up getting like maybe the vintage gathering foot that I could get with my vintage Singer sewing machine. Um, with when my tax return comes in, I was thinking I would invest in a featherweight, and that would be one that I would want to travel with because there are some specific things that I like to bring along with me, and my Singer sewing machine that I have now, I really love it. It goes really well with the sewing table that had my mom's sewing machine at one point, but it weighs like 30 pounds, around 30 pounds. So um, it's kind of heavy to carry around. So similarly to the spinning wheel, I do have my spinning wheel in the storage unit, my wooden spinning wheel that I use. Um, it's not something that's super portable, so I put it in the storage unit for now, and my storage unit is organized now. And now I carry my electric spinning wheel, which has been great to just have because it's a lot more compact. It fits my luggage. So I was thinking with the featherweight, I just really love antique sewing machines, and I feel like that would be a great um, like tool to have because for the reasons of how much it weighs, and I just love. I even love the sound of an antique sewing machine, like the older ones. They just have like not typewriter vibes, but they just have like a classic historical type of sound that I would associate with what people from previous times have experienced and like listened to. So it's just really cool. Um, well, I was at Joann's and I didn't see the Gathering Foot. I did end up getting a rotary cutter. I got like the smallest one, and they have so many sales there. They usually have sales. Um, so my nearest Joann's is staying open. I'm not sure when other news will be like out in the open, but it's nice that they're they're open and they're not closing as of right now. So this one is the Westcott one, and it does this, which is nice. I feel like this will also be great for when I do my wonky houses. I really want to start that soon. Probably after my bandanas. I did get a couple of fabrics, and I feel like that'll be a segue to the next couple of patterns that I'm going to be doing, aside from the bandanas. So I, like on Valentine's Day, I did go to Goodwill because I try to see how the thrift stores are in the areas that I'm in. So the first one was more of like a local one that I'm not sure if it's one that there are multiple locations for because it's not a thrift store that I've seen on the East Coast. But I liked it. They actually had a sewing machine there. It was a Singer, antique Singer sewing machine, but not like um the black one or the iron one. But I still thought it was cool. I kind of want to see if they would have a featherweight and maybe I could see it in an estate sale or I could just order it offline, online. I saw um some Craigslist posts and they come and go and come again. And so I saw some in California, like in this, like more like in the southern area. And that's a couple hours away from me, so I don't know if I would make the drive to do that, but it would be something because I would want to see it in person if I have the opportunity to. I saw recent listings in this area, so I don't know how long they'll be up, but I mean, I could get it online too. So, Goodwill, I wanted to see their fabrics, specifically uh, an off-white or like cream fabric, and they had decently priced bed sheets because I went to Savers the other day and their bed sheets were really expensive. Like I was actually surprised. Um, on the East Coast, I really love Savers. I still love Savers, but they are, I think, like more expensive. But I do like the way that it's like some of the items are organized and packaged. Like you have them in plastic bags. It just seems like there's extra steps for them. So I appreciate that part of it. Goodwill, I feel like it depends on where I go. And I did like the Goodwill that was here. So I really love thrift stores, as I said, like in New England. I feel like thrifting is such a big thing in that area or those states. So specifically Massachusetts and Rhode Island, that I lived on like the border, so I could get to one place or another, like one state or another in like 13 minutes. So I definitely love small states, but it's been it was 20 minutes and I haven't shown the other stuff. So this is like the first fabric or bed sheet that I saw. And I don't know if you could see, but there are different colors, so it does have a pattern there. I just really love this one. This one's a cotton. I feel like right now I've been getting like cottons or polyesters. I try to get the cotton ones. So I'm going to do a skirt. This is going to be the next project because I really would like to get a gathering foot if I can, just to see like what the difference is. I have a ruffler foot, so that's different. Um, the pattern that I'm going to use is this Simplicity printed pattern 25C. 2666. Sorry, I'm just reading the back. So I got this off of eBay a while ago. I really love this type of skirt. I'm going to do the bottom one. And another couple of things that I got for, I feel like I got some stuff for myself for Valentine's Day. I tried not to get too much. Mainly, I mainly got patterns from Folkwear, and I really love their patterns because it's kind of like you get to see really unique types of, I keep saying patterns, I'm sorry. And there are a couple things that I am really interested in getting or making. So I got the dirndl. That was like the number one thing that I really wanted. I got the Ukrainian top. That'll be something that I'm going to do further down the line because I'm going to get a material that I can embroider on. And so the material is going to be more expensive, and then I'm going to embroider different motifs on there, um, on the garment. So I got that because I know that's like a goal to do for 2025. And I do want to design different, well, I want to make different clothes with embroidery, and um, I feel like there's some things that I'm just going to knit without a pattern, and I feel like that will be a thing that would be good to do too. Like once you get like the gist of the clothing making, you could do different things, and you can also go back to like favorites that like patterns that you like to do. But um, I just love the customization. So there was the Rosie the Riveter one. Um, I really, really loved it because of all the different elements and the different things that it would come with. So it was like there was an overall. I'm not sure if I would wear the overalls, but like you could do the pants. And I really wanted to make myself pants. I do have a fabric that I am going to make pants out of, but I also have something else that I'm going to make out of it too, and there'll be a good amount of material for it. So, and I feel like with the overalls, I really love the top of the overalls, and I feel like I could use the top of it and then maybe make it into a pinafore, um, or even like an apron. And there's a shirt pattern that I feel like it's actually going to be what I'm going to use, and a jacket, and that's really nice. And then there's like something that you could wrap in your hair, and so I got that. Well, I'll talk about what else I got because it goes with what I'm about to make. It's going to be a slow process, and I'm kind of hoping. I don't I don't think it was like a choice on whether or not I was going to get a laptop for my college course that I'm taking. It's going to be like not, well, it's going to be a college course, and they're giving me a laptop, and I'm like, I have a laptop, so I hope I could just use it for other stuff too. And I'm like, well, would you have charged me less for like, or would the tuition be less if you didn't give me a laptop? So that was kind of like my thing, because I mean, I'm not even paying for it, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm just saying that I I don't really need it, but I'm hoping I could maybe make videos off of it too. But I have this fabric. So this is more of like a sand color, and I really like this on me. And I was thinking about making the apron because I was going to do, I feel like it's a costume type of project, but with the pieces that I saw, I really wanted to make sure that it would be something that, I mean, for hopefully for a lot of projects that I would wear in like my everyday type of, have in my everyday type of wardrobe. And so I've shown this. It's from it, it's inspired off of like Yellow Cray, and it's like making different characters like Forest Guardian. So I saw this off of Google Images, and so I'm going to make that apron. I don't have a pattern for it. I feel like I could just make the apron. And um looks like there's a jacket. I have material for the jacket or the top. Looks like there's a shirt underneath, so I do have material for that too. The only thing I don't have is like the green part, but I feel like I definitely have enough fabric to keep me steadily going. Um, so I don't have green. I'm picky about green because I do want to make the outfit, but I would rather have it be more to like the tones that I would want to have than just to say I'm going to make it completely verbatim. I don't know how I'm saying it, but I want to make it completely like that if it makes it something that's less wearable for me. So I feel like although this is like a tanner color, I would rather have this as the um, apron. And I wash these, so that's why they're on my bed. And then, oh, and there's a petticoat that you see, and I was like on and off if I was going to get the petticoat pattern. And I got the petticoat pattern because I was just like, I mean, I could do other historical makes too because I found this Etsy shop that does sell a lot of like different, like those types of garments, like historical garments. And they actually talk about it in some of their descriptions, like how their results were, and sometimes they have like their results like that is on the listing too of how theirs came out. Sorry it took so long to say that. So I thought that was cool, and they gave me like the discount. Some shops do that, which I really appreciate. So, and then there's like another walking skirt pattern. So there were a couple of patterns, and I don't know if some people would be like, why are you getting all those patterns? And I'm like, because I prefer wearing my clothes and or the clothes that I make my and then I feel like it's still less than what you might spend on one or two pieces if you get them at the mall or like get them new or something, which occasionally I will do if I feel like that it's a cool top or whatever, but I it doesn't happen super often. I do have like a list of things that I would like to get, but I it's been I would say a good couple months and I still haven't gotten those items. So I feel like I will get them at some point, maybe, hopefully. Well, I mean, I guess if it does, it does. So I did get a cream type of bedsheet color. They had a couple of them for me to choose. I mean, I got there late, so I didn't have a lot of time there, but it was me just like putting it up to me. And I do like this one. I feel that I I'll definitely use it, and I have a couple of things that I want to make out of it anyway. So I'm thinking I might do it with this pattern, but I might not. It depends. Because I really like this tan one, so I'll see. But the pattern is the Simplicity S9538, the 1940s vintage. I want to do the B, this one, and I at least got the elastic for it, so it calls for 1/4 of an inch soft stretch elastic, and it was less than $2, so I was like, I might as well. And as for the bows, might, I maybe I have something here, but I feel like it'll be a little further down. I will say this might be my next project after the skirt, just because I really would like to try my hand on using the gathering foot, or I guess like try less of my hands using the gathering foot, because you prepare it on the sewing machine and then you gather it by hand. Well, that's what I was doing, but I wanted to see how the sewing would machine would do it as you're sewing, it would gather. So I am going to see. And then, or maybe, I haven't opened it, but I'll see what the directions are. Because maybe I'll just add the elastic and then that'll be it. Because I feel like once I read the pattern, it should be straightforward, but because I've never done something like this, then I feel like it'll be a surprise to me. So when I was making the Sereniki, um, I feel like I'm going to do another video where maybe I show what I do, because well, this time around it came out decadent and I love it. I didn't realize it would expand as much as it did in the pan, so I kind of piled them in the pan and then I covered it and then I opened it because they're meant to be circles. And then since they expanded, when you put stuff in the oven like cookies, and it kind of just like turns into blobs and comes together, so I ended up having to um, take them out and cut them and stuff. So they were circles when I put them in, but that might be something that I could show like the end result to, because they're not as traditional as maybe you would see with how they are, but um, they are really tasty. And I was going to say something. I hope that it was received well, because I just felt like happy that I tasted something really delicious, like my apple cake. I love apple cake. And like another thing that I got is that's coming from Ukraine is a tarot deck, and I haven't gotten a tarot deck in a long time just because I have been traveling a lot, and I still had to make a huge move in the future. And so, I mean, I don't have as many books as I have decks, but I, well, actually, I feel like I do have more decks, but they're smaller, but I still have a lot of decks. Like, I brought my main decks that I carry, or that I use. I've been mainly using my Slavic decks, and then some of my angel decks, and because my heart loves fairy decks, I brought the fairy decks, the main fairy decks, but I still have a lot of other decks in the storage unit. And so, I did at least categorize those things to um, the things that I use a lot, and then, um, well, when I use them, and then there's like a category of decks that I still would like to hold on to, but I don't use as much because I did um, move along some of my decks, and so I I still am sorting. Well, I still have them. So I got a deck from a Ukrainian publisher. That's where I got the Glory to Ukraine Tarot. And I was thinking maybe I'll get a backup deck for that one because I've been using it and it's been getting worn. But I didn't end up getting that because I saw another deck that they came out with, and it's called the Hutzel Tarot. They told me they shipped it, which is exciting. Um, and I just really was mega interested in it because you can see the different designs, like the motifs and those patterns that they come up with in there. I feel like it would be great for my Ukrainian readings. And I was also thinking about getting the Slavic Oracle, and I still enjoy the deck, but I'm thinking again with trying to, like, I mean well with a lot of things, but I'm not sure if it always translates to me showing that I mean well because I feel like I have kind of an aggressive personality in some ways. So sometimes I feel like it might come off differently than in my brain. Um, because the Slavic Oracle is definitely like a universally or worldwide type of deck, and you anybody could use any deck if they want to. But I really wanted the um decks to be responded well to with these specific readings because they are specific. So I didn't end up getting it, and I didn't try to like overload my cart. It may not seem like that, but I kind of focused on patterns because I was like, that's what I'm planning to do is rebuild my wardrobe in a different way, and then um, sort out some of the clothes that I have. So those are like the things. And then the last fabric that I got is this one. I was super happy that I found this. And I feel like there is just a plethora of things that I want to make with it, but I won't be able to make a plethora of things. I'll probably be able to make like two things out of it. So this one, I really want to make pants. I am not a pants person or pant person. At least with like modern ones, I suppose. There's something wrong with them. I haven't worn jeans since high school, I think. And I was kind of thinking maybe I could wear jeans, but I just don't feel like wearing jeans. I wear a lot of skirts and dresses. And then I have leggings, shorts in the summer or in spring, but I like the classic type of, I like the older type of pants. So Rosie the Riveter, like the pant design, I'm sorry, I keep like switching it up from pants to pant. That design is like a World War II type of, well, the ones that are included in that package. So I really want to make that with this. And with the costume, the jacket, I had to see, and I feel like I'm going to resketch it out to make sure that I'm on the same page with myself. I've actually been using one of my planners. I don't have many planners. I have like two planners, but um they're not dated or anything. Like you could use it whenever. And I like it because it's just like an explosion of random things in terms of the way the pages are formatted because I wouldn't use one that just had like a calendar on it and just like straightforward because I feel like my brain it can, I suppose, work like that if I really tried to, but I feel like the I've shown the planners before, or at least one of them. Like some of them have like grid paper, some places have like bullet points on the page. There's some calendars, but not like the whole thing's a calendar. Blank pages with like random animal prints on it and stuff. And just something that is more usable for me with the personality of me being like all over the place and kind of a tornado in different types of points of my personality. So it's been working and I really like it. So I am going to definitely use this one, and I'm I have so much fabric and it was really inexpensive too. So um I do have knitting things, but I'm not sure if I should show this hat because like I can't, it doesn't really show on camera. So I redid the Alsberg Tory that hat with the rams on it because I felt like I didn't gauge swatch. I sometimes do, I sometimes don't, but I wanted it to be like slouchier, but I feel like their needle size was fine for the slouchier hat for the different sizes. So I redid it using the Jameson and Smith 2-ply jumper, and I just finished up to chart B. I'm on chart C right now where the rams are going to show up. So you won't be able to see it on camera. I'm not sure if I would wear the hat on camera because I kind of I do like lighter hats and bandanas, so but then in person I'm okay. I think it's mainly like the webcam. So I mean the webcam isn't, I think it's fine. With certain colors, I feel like it gets a little confused, but I'm really happy with the sizing of it, and I like the colors in person. So I'm sorry, I'm getting like wool on my face. Oh my god. But I think it's turning out well. I don't know if I'm going to do this pattern again with the other hat, well, with the other colors that I use, because honestly, I didn't even undo it. I just took the poured out and I started doing this one. So with the different needle size. So that's it's coming along. And as for like the other project that I was thinking about doing with Teti's garment, I don't have the cable for it, the cord, the cable. And there's also another hat that I wanted to do using that same needle size, but I don't have that cable. So not the other day, well, it was the other day, but it was a little bit ago. I got lace tips. So this is a US 1.5, and with ChiaoGoo needles or tips, I'm sorry, there's the different sizes. So the minis are like for the lace tips. The mini cables are for the lace tips. The smalls, what I usually use, are for sizes US 2 through 8, I believe. And then the large, 9 and up. So since it's my first time getting like a lace tip, um, I didn't have the cords to go with it. So I'm eventually going to get them. Mainly the standard sizes. I really want like the size 14 to make a hat and even to start off something if I'm doing it top down. Or um, definitely like I have to see if they might have a 30 or a 32. Maybe a 30, I think that they have, and then a larger cable after that. So I'll see. I know that's one of the reasons why some people don't knit with ChiaoGoo because it could get expensive. Like the needle tips are already stainless steel and they're pricey. And then it's like the cables, they're not compatible with other needle tips. They're like only to ChiaoGoo needles tips because I have my Knitter's Pride cables and I can use them if I wanted to with Licca needles and I feel like with other needles too. So, um, I feel like that's really nice to have. And the other tips are cheaper than the ChiaoGoos too. So, um, I still love them. I started off with like the 5-inch tips, and I do love them as like a gift. Well, I got the set as a gift. I really love 4-inch tips, so I gradually bought those, and that was really nice. And then now I have one of the lace ones, so that'll be helpful for my future projects because I know Teti has specific sizes that she goes for. I feel like one of them is like a 2.5, and because like when you get these needle sets, a lot of times they don't come with like half sizes, so that was something that I had to add on to what I already had. And I'm really happy that I did because like that needle size is a size that I use frequently now. And now the 1.5 because now I see some patterns that I would maybe want to use a 1.5 on if I follow what they are going for with it. And if I am going to see if I get the gauge on it. So the other hat, I haven't gotten it. Well, there's another hat that I really wanted the long elf hat that's colorwork too. And then there's this other hat that I haven't gotten. I try not to buy too many patterns. So my Ravelry cart has over 70 patterns that I haven't gotten. And if I get like really, really excited about a pattern, or if I feel like I'm going to get the pattern because sometimes it becomes unavailable at some point, then there's more of an incentive of me getting it. But if it's been there for a while, it's not like I don't want to knit it. Of course I want to knit it, but um it takes me time to knit certain things. So when I get to the next project, it might be something that I knit on next, but um I honestly don't decide until I'm just about I'm ready to cast on. So this pattern that I saw, I was like, I definitely want to knit on it, well, knit it up. So it's the Delicious Otter and Tammy, and I feel like I would like to use that possum yarn for it if I can. Um, with the blue and yellow, I feel like it'll be nice tones against my face. So, um, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for that because I'll still have leftover yarn like of the blue, and I kind of don't want to have leftover of it. I kind of want to use it up, so I might use another yarn. I might go for that yarn. I'll have to see. But um I feel like eventually it'll be something that I'll want to knit up. And then I feel like it's the last thing. Oh, did I show that I got thread the other day at some point when I was getting groceries? Yep. So I got like this, is it a teal or aquatic color? They're softer, and then this olive green. And I do love olive greens. So I got a larger, well, that's what they had there. So this one, I felt like a larger spool would be nice because it would be for the garment, the skirt that I'll sew up at some point. And I really like this one. I don't I don't really have blues, so I figured it would be something that I would have with me. So I have my smaller spools, like my um I feel like my aesthetic spools, the ones that I really like, in my nesting doll, and then there's another tin container that I got, and that has the other sewing supplies. But um the smaller spools are like my favorite, and I got like some souvenir ones that I would like to use at some point. So the final thing is a deck bag for the Hutzel Tarot. It'll be maybe like 2 weeks for it to arrive. So I have this yarn, and it's I've had it for a while, the Knitted Wit Gems 20 gram in the colorway Moonglow. It's more like a wheat type of color, golden yellow. And then this one is the Dream in Color yarn in the colorway Bedtime. Wait, yep. So I feel like these would be perfect for making the Hetzel Terra bag. And I'm going to use the Pray for Ukraine mitten pattern. I feel like it might be a little shorter because, well, not shorter, but it'll be not as, well, it's not going to be as long of a process because I'm not going to do like a mitten, but I'm going to choose specific parts of the pattern. So I'm going to do the trident, and then I'm going to do the Pray for Ukraine one, that chart. I feel like those charts are quicker to do. Not like I need to speed on it, but the I would say these mittens, they're not large projects, but they do take time to knit, and I love these ones. So I'm making this pattern. Well, I made one pair. I'm making, well, technically I made two. I'm making my third mitten because I'm going to do a little mixing and matching because I did modify the pattern a little bit with the needle size. And then a fourth mitten, and well, before that, the the deck bag. And I feel I really wanted to do another project, but I wanted to like at least get further along on my Bruska sweater. I was finishing up the skirt, so I didn't work on it as much. And then I was getting to the point, like past the point of where I was before I redid the hat. So I feel like that's still a comfortable knit to do because I was trying to pick up the um, Sariola cardigan that I literally finished the body for, and I am on the sleeves. And sleeves usually don't take long for me, but I picked it up and did like less than a round because it's on DPNs, and I just didn't continue with it. So I just feel like it's a little toasty for it right now in this area. So I'm hoping maybe I might get back into it. Maybe if I finish off um, with the maybe the body or the whole Bruscus sweater, and maybe I might want to go back to knitting it, or I might do like a cotton project because there's a lot of cotton yarn in like the local yarn shop I have of the full quantity to make my cotton project. But I noticed that a lot of their yarn that they sold is um yarn, or is yarn, is cotton. So that's something to think about, but I'm happy that I'll at least cast on something soon. And I have been wanting to use these tanks, so I'm really, really, really excited for this. I think no, the blue one will be the main color, and the yellow will be the contrast color. So those were the things that well, the plans and some projects. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully my sewing is something fun. I feel like it's fun. It's fun for me, and then I'm going to sprinkle embroidery into it at some point, but I really want to get a couple of things down with it in terms of different techniques and the fundamentals of sewing. I think it's going to add so much to my wardrobe, not necessarily quantity I guess in a way quantity, but I'm thinking more of like how my ideas and patterns that I follow just are created and are in the world, and I get to wear them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.